I'm a PhD student. This is my third year. I'm just starting my third and last year. And I'm writing a thesis supervised by Jérémy Legardeur and Dimitri Masson and Cédric Beller at University of Bordeaux Estia Recherche. And is supervised within the Bali share, which is a share dedicated to fashion and active sport industry in the Basque region in the south of France. And my thesis is financed by the French government ANRT and the company Bellara Numérique, which develop a supply chain management tool dedicated to the brands in fashion and industry. The subject of my thesis is traceability and transparency in the supply chain of textile and fashion industry, and how to help companies to communicate through their CSR policy through digital product passport. So this is the very wide subject of my thesis. And today I will talk about the digital product passport, why we are choosing to go on this way, and how to build a digital product passport to inform consumers, but as well to really enhance circularity in the whole fashion industry. First, let's talk about the context of the textile and clothing industry. At the moment, this industry is facing a triple crisis, similar as many industries. First, ecological industry, as the industry is really famous for being a big polluter and using a lot of resources, water and land, and as well an economic crisis. Before COVID-19, even before COVID-19, the projection of the industry were quite declining because of raw material shortage, and as well because of growth of prices for energy, for water, and for labor costs. And these have been really accelerated with the COVID-19 crisis. So now we can see that some brands are closing, especially in France and UK. There are a few businesses that are endangered and will maybe close some of their shop or close all their facilities. And this is a kind of tendency for companies that didn't evolve to sustainable fashion mainly. And as well, we can see a social crisis because we have a lot of cases of, especially for companies that are producing abroad, for mainly a lot of companies that are not following the principle for human rights and are not paying the workers with the correct fees, and well, this comes to the next slide, that consumers, they do not want to participate to this industry that is not respecting that are not respecting the workers on the supply chain abroad. So the consumer is evolving, and the consumer want to make informed purchases. They want to buy clothes according to their values, and this awareness comes from the reputation of fashion at the moment, fast fashion that is producing much clothes as before, and with poor quality, and as well all the dramas with the Rana Plaza that was a big shock, but as well the Uyghur cotton, as we usually have no idea where the cotton is from and the condition of the production of the cotton. As well, due to COVID-19 crisis, we can see a deconsumption phenomena that come from a lack of money, so from economic reason, but as well it can be a chosen deconsumption, as some consumers spent less during the lockdown and this period, and actually they think they will continue. As well, behavior changed from the consumer, as the consumer want to buy secondhand more than before, and secondhand will overtake fast fashion. It was supposed to be on 2028, but it could be before, with the really big acceleration of secondhand. And third point, the consumers are buying more and more online. In Europe, it's a quarter of sales online, more or less, and in UK it's already 57%. So it's really a big change in the behaviors. A research said that a lot of people are doing some research before buying. Well, I'm doubting all consumers are making a lot of research, but half of them from this study, 52% of millennials are doing research, and as well, older consumers are as well researching. So, well, I don't know what they can find as information, but it's usually more information about brands. What we can see as information for transparency is usually more about brand and about brand transparency. This is really important to see that, for example, Fashion Revolution is producing every year a fashion transparency index where they evaluate the communication of brand and their level of transparency, but it's on their brand, it's not on their products by product. So we searched for a term that could evaluate transparency for products, and we came with the concept of product transparency. And product transparency refer to product traceability information disclosure related to a specific product. That means that when you are in a shop or where you are online, what information is available for you as a consumer to make your choice, to make an informed purchase? Like, what information is available specifically to this product, not to the firm, but really to this product, where this product have been made, in what condition, what's the origin of the material, and this type of information. So really, it's brand transparency versus product transparency. And it seems that this idea of product transparency is really evolving with new regulations. Well, we still have a lot to do, but in France and in Europe, we have different projects for more transparency and for more responsibility for brands. We have due diligence that is already in France since 2017. And it will be as well a European law in the next year. That means that brands are responsible for their supply chain abroad, even if the factories don't belong to the brands. They are responsible for the condition of the workers there, and they can communicate about that, and they have to audit companies for that. As well, we have environmental labeling that is already experimented in France since 2019. And we have as well this project as a European level as well. That is a PEF project, product environmental footprint, that should be as well available in the next years. And in France, we have a law called AGECT, Anti-Waste Circular Economy law, that will change the way the brands are communicating, with the launch that would be mandatory of a small digital product passport starting in January 2023. So it's really tomorrow. Companies will have to give information related to environmental impacts about products in shop and online with a kind of a small digital product that will give the country for tier 1 and tier 2 factories. That means the mills, the dyeing factories, and as well the product assembling factories, the manufacturers country. And as well some indication about the recycling material composition, and if the product is recyclable. So I think 1st of January, it will be a big change. So I will talk about research we started last year. I already presented the first year last year of this study, and we tried to evaluate the state of the industry regarding transparency, so both the brand transparency, but as well the product transparency, what the companies are communicating specifically to products in store and online, because it's really the way the consumers are shopping now. So it's really 1/4 of the shopping is online. So it should be the same. Well, I think personally it should be the same information available online and in shops. So we try to evaluate what was the state of the industry regarding product transparency. And we conducted this study over 54 brands that are signatories of the Fashion Pact. So they are both committed to sustainable development, and they represent 1/3 of the industry in Europe, with really different brands that are from sports, from premium, from mass market brands, and from a lot of different fields. So this is quite representative. And we collected the information both online and in shop, and we search as well for more institutional information online. So for brand transparency, we checked online if there were a CSR report, the list of suppliers, and if there was environmental and social commitments. We search for product transparency. So in shop and online, if we could find information on all, some, or none of the products for concerning the origin of raw material, for the country of manufacturers, and if we could see the label easily. As well, we searched for the supplier name or factory, and if there was material certification. We search as well for environmental impact rating, as there are some national environmental labeling projects, and if a technological support was available to inform with maybe a QR code or with blockchain or with a mobile application. And we search as well for a specific range. If there was a specific range, maybe a capsule collection that were more sustainable or were more eco-design or more traced. And we checked for one product that were in shop, if what information was available specifically for this specific product in store and online. And usually it was mainly country of manufacturer. So the finding of this study that was last year and this year as well. So concerning brand transparency, we can see that well, numbers are not really evolving a lot. Brands are committed to communicate about their social and environmental commitments. So 98% of them communicate about these commitments. They produce CSR reports. For the big companies, it's mandatory, so it's 83% of them. And what's new is like this year, they publish more the list of their first-tier suppliers. It was 30% of them last year, and this year is 41%. So it's a kind of progress. Concerning product transparency, so the most accurate information is the made in information that is not mandatory, but that is usually in store on labels. So it's 93% of brands that communicate systematically this information, but online it's only now 17% of companies that are communicating this information, which is really, really few of them. So concerning information about environmental impact, it's only 9% of brands that communicate, and it's really on a limited selection of products. So this number is similar as last year. And the last number is 17% of brands have a technical support to communicate. That was only 7% last year. So it's a big increase. And I will focus on this number. So these companies are using technology to communicate for two purposes. For more premium luxury brands, it's to authenticate products. So for Diesel and Armani exchange, it's via Certi logo that will provide a certification that the product is a real product and it's not a counterfeit. But for other brands, it can be with a blockchain to both prove the product is a real one for Prada and Ralph Lauren and Moncler, but as well to inform about traceability for other brands, for Aigle, Tex, H&M, and Etam. So they inform about the companies that were involved in the supply chain and the origin of material. So usually for most of the brands, it is done via a QR code. So QR code can be on label, can be printed on product, or can be on hang tag. which is not really long lasting. So, well, we can see QR code everywhere at the moment. So I don't know if people are using this QR code and if they would be lasting in the time. But we can see that it is a really easy way for consumers to have information in shop. And we would love to have the same level of information online as well. So the discussion finding about product transparency. So we can see that overall the country of manufacture is the most accurate traceability information attached on products, which is not really common on online, but that concerns 93% of brand in store on label. So this number are evolving. So let's see next year, because this research will be conducted during the 3 years of my thesis. So it was last year, this year, and next year as well. And we can notice that the most transparent brands are using innovative information and communication technologies to disclose more information about the manufacturing information and the origin of material. And we can see that the companies that display the most information are using digital product passport. And we think that digital product passport could enable more transparency and as well could inform consumers to have more sustainable uses and use more circularity. That means that if customers have more information about that products, about how to repair, maintain, products will last longer, and as well they will be able to resell it, and maybe they could use platform to rent products, and as well brands could return product, maybe to use them again or to resell them or to recycle the material that are used in this product. So it will improve the circularity of the products. So my main research, as well as at the moment, is to build a data model that could be useful for circularity. And I'm using a grounded theory methodology to build this digital product passport model with expert interviews, but as well with analysis of existing digital product password, because at the moment there are already initiatives from brands, for example, from Aigle in France, or from Ralph Lauren as well, that has a quite limited digital passport, but it is already in use. And other brands that are really innovative in terms of transparency. So I'm working to analyze everything that has been already done. I'm working as well with brand reviews with really leaders in the industry. So maybe, for example, Asket in Europe, and as well Loom in France, and other brands that are really innovative in transparency. I'm working as well on a literature review about digital product passport, not only in textile and fashion industry, and as well on the evolution of regulation, because at a European level, there are projects for new regulations. So I already identified a few fields about that can be developed. So it can be about identifying the product, maybe with QR code, NFC, RFID, but other topics such as transport and the identification of suppliers, but as well impacts about environmental impact, social impact, health impact, and as well there could be other topics such as the costs, because some really transparent brands, they are communicating about costs, like how much is the material used for production, and how much, and as well the labor costs, to prove that the labor costs are following the UN recommendations, for example. So, well, this model is a draft model at the moment because I'm conducting this this research, but it will be evolving and it will be more complete in the next month. So my contribution and future works. So I'm working on building this digital passport product for circularity, to enhance circularity for textile product. I'm really working on that, and I'm producing as well this report to see the state of the industry. So last year, this year, and next year, as the AGEC law in France will be implemented. So I think it will really change. Like next year, we will have a huge change in the industry, and we will have much more information. So this would be the start of really a new level of information for product transparency. Thank you very much for your attention. So if you have any question, I'm really available to talk about.